Day 2. A bit less moisture than yesterday, but still pretty soft. Day 3. I still see the shine, and I still got moisture. Day 4. My hair still feels really moisturized, and it's still shiny, but as you can see, I am losing definition. I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes. I'm gonna choose the frizziest sections and retwist them. Day 5. We're still seeing shine, and we're feeling moisture. I feel like, I haven't looked at it, but the back of my hair is very frizzy. I didn't really retwist that last night. Day 6. We've got decent moisture. The ones that are still really defined are still very well moisturized. The frizzy sections are less moisturized, but that makes sense. Hi, it's Amanda. Welcome to my channel. It is my second week featuring Mane Like Me in my BoB123 series. Black-owned brands only, 3 wash day reviews, 3 styles, 3 company facts. So let's jump in, or mosey, whichever one works better. Fact 1. Earlier this week, I was told that the company would be creating a creamy leave-in. The 3-in-1 worked okay for my hair, but it didn't feel like an ideal base for my LCO or LOC method. Fact 2. Mane Like Me has a blog where they offer supplementary recommendations for healthy hair care. I mentioned this in my first review that the company seems to be very much into education on hair. I came across a post from last December on superfoods for healthy hair. Just a nice little plethora of information that they're providing in addition to great products. Also on the website, you can find recipes for what she calls healthy hair signature smoothies. So just yes. Fact 3, and this is more details on the website. Remember, they were just established in February of 2018. So I'm largely gathering my information from their website and their Instagram. You can go there for bonnets and other natural hair tools as well. So it's just kind of a full service hair company, except for stylists, but who needs those anymore? I asked her sitting here in dire need of a hair shaving, but I digressed. So I just finished rinsing out the conditioner that I have been using as a deep conditioner. It is a rinse out conditioner, again mentioned in the first review, but I'm using it as a deep conditioner, and she mentioned on the website that you can in fact do so. No problems last time. I retained the moisture, so no complaints. I would say that this wash day experience largely mimicked last week. The only noticeable difference is that the cooling effect that took several minutes to activate, I guess, the last time, took only like 1 to 2 minutes. I don't know what that means, if anything, but it was just something that I noticed different from last week. And just to note, with all the knowledge reinforcing, and I'm not going to say knowledge dropping because I knew this, you probably knew this, but scalp massages are very invigorating for your hair follicles. So I actually did a few of those this past week using the hair and scalp oil. So there would have been more buildup than there otherwise usually is on my scalp, but I feel like the shampoo did a good job. It looked clean, it felt refreshed, buildup free, so kudos. Say nothing noticeably different about the conditioner experience. Things felt and pretty much looked identical to last week, which is a good thing. Don't bait and switch me, unless you're gonna switch me for something better, but we're all good. So this is week 2, therefore braid out week, but I would like to take a minute to walk you through my styling thoughts. Number 1, my goal from day 1 of my hair journey has been to save time. Braid out, twist out. My goal is chunky this, chunky that, because a chunky braid and a chunky twist by design take less time because you're using larger sections. My struggle with the chunk so far is that getting a good coil on the end with larger sections is a lot more difficult. So I'm going to do a little experiment today. 1 band per braid, and I created larger sections, but halfway down, I'm going to then split the hair in 2, clip away 1 section, and then twist each section. My thinking is this will allow me to work with bigger sections and get a coil on the bottom. I'm not sure if splitting up this process by starting out a braid and then still doing 2 twists is going to be longer or shorter. Intuitively, I feel like it's going to be longer, but maybe I'm wrong, and I do want to test it out because I also want to see what the curl pattern is going to look like. Number 2, twist out, braid out, perm rod set. My melanin perm rod set was really great. I actually loved it. But a couple days post, while still heavily defined and moisturized, it was giving me more Annie vibes than, I don't know, who's a sexy celebrity named Anne? I don't know. I have a couple of choices. These wrap, snap, and go things. I used these a ton when I was relaxed. I think I got these when I was like 14 or 15, so I've had them for a while, and I might have to get some more if I'm gonna go ahead with it. I also have these things, which create a really nice curl too, with relaxed hair. I don't know how they work with my natural hair. I'm thinking kind of along the same lines of, but not actually, a perm rod set would be these little things. Are you interested in having me try this out? They're a lot more comfortable to sleep in, obviously, since, you know, it's... Then another option I have here is, and this is actually not at all related to a style, but would any of you like to see me test this out? It wouldn't be a first impression because I've used it before. This is a automatic twisting tool. I don't know if you've seen any videos on them before. It's a little awkward. I don't want to give my review now, but I haven't used it since, I must have tried this out post Big Chop. I can't imagine that would have gone well, but I mean, it didn't. But I would be interested in maybe trying it again. I also have these. I've never used them before, but I get the impression that they're like more of a flexi rod set because they have some kind of wire in them, I suppose. And I guess you wrap it around and then instead of this snapping, it just kind of free flows. But anyway, week 1, flat twist or regular twist out. Week 2, braid out, or I'm just gonna call it a flat braid out. And week 3 will be a wild card. I will probably still do perm rods, and I also do have these foam perm rods that I showed the first time I was doing a perm rod set because I wanted to do a comparison. I actually think I'm pretty comfortable doing a perm rod set, so I would be comfortable trying out a comparison at that point. Week 3 will just be an experiment. Anyway, it's late, as always, so I'm gonna do my first newfangled braid on camera, and then I will be back to show you what it looks like, and then again when it's time to take them out. As I mentioned, the Revitalizer was not a great foundation last week, so I'm actually gonna use this as I guess a one and done, but I'm also 1.5 and done because I'm gonna, again, emulsify them in my hand. Let's see what they do with the definition and the moisture. And then the way this is meant to be, every day next week, I'm going to spray my hair with this. I don't know if it'll add moisture or if it will add shine or what it's going to do. I know that the shine was ridiculous last week, but I kind of feel like it might be because of this product and the oil. I don't know, speculation. But I like to mix things up between weeks 1, 2, and 3 where it makes sense, just so we can experiment and see how the products work best in my hair. Moisturizing hair pudding. Seems like a generous amount. Hair and scalp oil. Love it. So how does this feel? It feels very good. I'm trying to figure out if this feels the same way it did last week when I put it on top of the Revitalizer. I actually think it might have felt softer when I put it on last week on top of the Revitalizer. But I think that was because the Revitalizer, it a little bit dried out my hair. So I guess putting this back in, it was more of a stark contrast because my hair was already moisturized. And then I put this in, whereas I feel like last time I might have been starting from a negative place. Okay, so I'm halfway down. I'm gonna clip away this section because these two sections feel relatively similar. There's not really anything I can clip this to except my, up there, that works. Okay, so now I'm going to split this in 2 and then do a twist. And I'm not really seeing unraveling at the base of the braid, so that's good. Put a little more on the end, one more twirl. And that's the first twist. Now I'm gonna take down the other twist, the other section rather. Now I'm seeing a little bit uncoiling, but it's fine. Let's just work with it. I'm gonna tuck this away so it doesn't get in the way. Keep in mind, this is the first time I'm doing this. So while it looks like I'm fumbling in the dark, it's because I'm fumbling in the dark. But I will get more used to it as I go through the process. If this is more work than it is productive, then I won't do it again. Now I'm gonna release that one, and there, it looks like a chicken foot. Chicken feet, like the thing that you eat in dim sum? Not me anymore because I'm vegan, but other people eat chicken feet. Wishbone? What does it look like? It took an hour and 20 minutes, and that includes time wasted with the whole learning curve. I guess I already showed you one before we... For some of them, I did end up doing 3 twists if they were still too large. Drying time was pretty much the same as last time. Very, very quick. I have a meeting in about an hour, so I gotta take out my hair so I don't look like this. Let's see what this curl pattern looks like. Okay, this way. Oof. Okay. This one that way. Now the braid. You know what? The wet spot is not ready yet. I'm gonna go sit under the dryer, do some work, and then I'll come back to finish. It's been a few hours. My hair was not dry. I had a couple of meetings and there was just a lot of stuff to do. I wanted to actually finish my hair on camera, but it just wasn't really feasible with how the day was going. So if you watched my video on, I think it was what, 5 or 6 things that I've noticed as my hair is getting longer. One of my major complaints right now is my hair and therefore the hair products touching my forehead. It has been causing a lot of forehead irritation. So my attempt this week and probably going forward is to do something in the front to keep my hair off of my forehead. If you'll see in that same video, I had a crown braid going across the front, but the thing is I like my hair coming forward, so I kept flipping it over. So what I did this time, I did 2 braids going up this way. I didn't do one continuous crown braid because I wanted to get more thickness. So I said I did 2, one going this way, one going that way. And then to add more lift, I pinned it back here. I was originally gonna pin it down here, but if I pin it back here, it's gonna push my hair back even farther. And as you can see, there's a lot of lift at the top of my head. I'm pretty sure it's from that. So this is the final look for this week. I didn't do my edges because I don't do my edges. I did put castor oil on them because that's a treatment. I don't use gels. Also, I lost a whole bunch of hair over here. I think it was in March of this year. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden I had a bald spot. I am very happy to say that I no longer have a bald spot, but the hair here is a lot shorter. It's like probably up to here than the rest of my hair. So I'm very, very delicate with my edges. This braid is actually a little bit too tight, so I'm gonna see if I can go in there with this and kind of pull things out after this video. I don't really know if I can say that the curl pattern from that little chicken feet set that I did looks any different than a braid out or a twist out. I don't know. What do you think? These products, again, delivered a lot of shine. There's less shine than there was last week, but I think that's largely because I unraveled so many braids and twists and didn't re-braid, retwist when they were wet. So I think that caused a good amount of frizz to start with. And when you have frizz, it's gonna be more dull, just, you know. I think it's gonna be harder to maintain definition this week, but again, that's my fault. I should have waited for it to completely dry, but it's just like there's only so many times I'm going to try to take out my hair and then go sit under the dryer. Because the chicken feet, what am I gonna call it? The chicken feet brist. No, that's too close to a bris. I don't wanna do twaid because that's taken, but whatever. The chicken feet twaid, that doesn't sound good. The chicken feet breaktout. Okay, I'll work on it. It took less time. It took an hour and 20 minutes for the chicken feet breaktout. And again, that was including the getting comfortable with it. So figuring out what was the most efficient way to do it. So I would probably say I could probably get that down to an hour and 10 minutes. I'd say an hour to be incredibly optimistic, but probably unrealistic, versus a twist out, which takes me about an hour and 30, under an hour and 35 minutes, and a braid out, which takes me about an hour and 45 to maybe 2 hours. I like the definition, the curl pattern. As I said, it's pretty much the same. I'm trying to find something that I didn't frizz out. Oof, I frizzed out a lot. I mean, it looks like a braid and a twist. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week is the 3rd and final week using the Mane Like Me products. It is also going to be my wildcard week starting next week. I showed you yesterday a couple of tools that I had, so I would love your feedback. What would you like me to do with my hair next week? I don't want to do spoolies or anything short because I think that mimics too much of a perm rod set and I'm trying to do something different. I would say that I am leaning towards using these things. So let me know what you think. I will need to order some more of them if I'm going to go forward with that. What do you think of my chicken feet Twaidout? It's such a bad name. I really need a hair shaping. But as I said in my last video, I'm not comfortable going to a salon. I'll just continue to grow it out because that's all I can do. I'm gonna continue to trim it. I'm gonna continue to attack those single strand knots. And right now it's about health, not shape of my hair. If you like my content and haven't done so already, please consider subscribing and enabling that bell notification if you don't mind pop-ups on your phone. Like, comment, share, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Thanks, and have a good one.